Hey, welcome to the news. Yeah, so these are sort of sounds like a soundtrack. These are sort of sounds like a soundtrack for this crazy movie that we're working on. And it doesn't even necessarily make sense because it's something made from business music, and that's not something that's really been around before. And so we're trying to make like the regular movie industry, but like the business music movie industry, which is like a little bit different. It just has to do with the business music behind different business energies in the world, and also trying to change those business energies in the world. And so in essence, we're kind of trying to roll like or do things today these days like in the movie called V for Vendetta. There's a movie called V for Vendetta. If you have never heard of it, check it out on the summary or synopsis online. V for Vendetta. Dun, 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 dun. That's kind of along the lines of what the opening sound credit was for today, or the opening sound of today was about, because that movie is very much about just doing things off the beaten path and just trying to have sort of a renegade effect that has to do with a collective energy, that has to do with a greater interest in the world, that has to do with collective mentality, having a powerful mindset when it's collectively conscious together and it's enlightened and illuminated through the purpose of, in this instance of today, in the company of DINKY Tech and Change for Game Studios, the brokers, BNB brokerage. It is about philanthropy energy. So it's a interest to, so to speak, somewhat-ish, I guess, sort of, but not necessarily, conspire to develop philanthropy energy. Yeah. Among all the people in the world, oh yeah. So it's like a subconscious sort of revolution in the mind, but just for good. It's all positive in essence, like it's a matter of just trying to blossom flowers, like no flowers blossom negatively into the earth backwards necessarily. They can't blossom, they can't become flowers, they can't show their petals because they don't have the right photosynthesis, they don't have the air exposed to them, they don't have the right chemical properties to exist in that instance, so therefore flowers do not grow negatively downwards into the downward center towards the earth. No, that is like what we're talking about in terms of the development of the V for Vendetta style of type of philanthropy energy that we want to try to continue to develop, that just spawns positive energy, that just sprouts positive good news only situation in this world of DINKY Tech and Change for Game Studios. It's like a combination of a music festival, of a theme park, like famous theme parks that have rides that are really fun and interesting, and I already said a music festival. What's the other one? Music festival and a film studio, in essence. Yeah. So all these things combined are, in essence, trying to make a world that is just like positive for fertile for growth. In essence, like positive growth, like positive news, like good news only type of a backdrop is the hope and the inference. So also at the same time, we're just trying to collectively develop processes for, at the same time, consolidating business efforts so that like many assets can be packaged and repurposed to be able to try to easily consolidate in the new world, in the future world, a way to try to consolidate and liquidate past assets, past materialism, past vanities, and trade it all for like a new mindset in essence, for this V for Vendetta mindset in essence. And you get the mask and everything, which is kind of a joke, but like there's like a mask in the V for Vendetta movies in essence, and DINKY Tech, the logo, is for the brand DINKY Tech and Change for Game Studios. The luxury brand, in quotes, is, in essence, it's actually just DINKY Tech and Change for Games, the luxury brand, in quotes. But nonetheless, it's meant to have, like, that logo is like the mask, but it's like a silly mask, and it actually stands for, like, the 3D 3POD engine and a Black Hole Sun perpetual philanthropy energy engine. In essence, oh yeah. And so, in essence, like that mask, that logo is trying to stand for consistent, conceptual, consolidated lines of developing business from the perspective of an accountability coach, oh yeah, like it's the leading energy, it's the ever-present energy in the world of Change for Game Studios. That's why it's Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios. Like, Dinky Tech is the energy, and Change for Games is the world. Because it's like a voluntourism energy that spans the whole world, trying to promote voluntourism games. Voluntourism games that has to do with philanthropy energy at the back end. That is what is streaking out of the exhaust pipe of all of the broomsticks flying around in the Quidditch game. That is voluntourism all across the world that everybody's playing together to be able to change their mindsets into that Harry Potter mindset and become kids again in reverse aging. Just like the reality of supposed reverse aging technology being able to become a reality in the near future, somewhat-ish, supposedly, based on a Harvard professor's supposed research and just more research that hopefully will continue to unfold because of AI molecules that are also able to be released in the form of pills, conceptually, from what the professor from Harvard had said in an interview recently listened to on Moonshots. Yeah, that basically it's actually possible to reverse aging, so we may as well go with that flow and try to continue to play games and also embrace new flying car technology as well to be able to play those games like Quidditch and have all of that exhaust energy coming out from those broomsticks become, in essence, philanthropy energy out of the exhaust pipes of all the broomsticks flying around playing Quidditch games in the universe. So at the same time, why that's a realistic movie is because we need to transpose those games into Change for Games. In essence, Change for Games. But we also have to do that by developing ways of packaging past commerce and packaging it and liquidating it, and then from all these liquidations at mass scale, transitioning the energy into a tokenization of energy known as philanthropy energy. In essence, that can be tokenized in the future because energy and actions, commit to actions, commit to action industry. The commit to action industry can be quantified and consolidated into liquidation form and actions, just the same as business happens today, is actions are bought. So actions can be paid for in the future industries, in essence, but meaning action energy. Action energy is its own type of token because that just literally causes action. It's there's actual action attached to given transactions, and that's in of itself monetary action energy. That's a different kind of energy than money energy. It's just specifically built around, it's similar to an NFT. In my opinion, it's similar to an NFT. We have been trying to make more NFTs. We've been failing, unfortunately, because we just get a little bit distracted all of the time. And yeah, that's a thing, definitely. But anyways, coming back to the central location of this Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios brand and hopeful ecosystem in the future, hopefully being able to try to continue to expand our network effects, is that taking the consolidation mindset and having as many liquidations happen as possible to where ultimately I was saying Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios is a representation of something called brokers BNB, which is in essence just trying to connect many energies to different brokers and brokerages around the world to be able to get people to consolidate and liquidate a lot of their assets so that they in essence are able to just therefore liquidate and participate there into the philanthropy energy games all around the world, and they're participating. Consistent liquidations are happening, and as a result, consistently people's lives are being improved all around the world because all of this liquidation energy is enhancing the lives of other people, because this is the way that money is supposed to be. It's equitable energy, and it's possible that it's unfolding in the right ways because it's a necessity that we look out for every human being on the planet. And so what we've developed in terms of the V mindset is the ability to be able to have that V connect to the essence of business. And so the reason this is relevant in the interest of commerce is that commerce has the ability to obviously influence economies. Economies have the ability to influence people's lives. And therefore, when it becomes about liquidating all assets in the world to be able to become one world collective energy, just similar to V for Vendetta. And we want as much good news to happen for everybody's lives as possible around the whole world, for every single person around the whole world, that it's possible to be able to try to have liquidations occur at mass scale so that those liquidations are able to cater directly to the mass improvement of people in masses at mass scale around the whole world in a collective V for Vendetta mindset mentality. And the reason it's V for Vendetta, and the reason V is the symbol for in essence the symbol of today's logo, in essence is relevant because it's the essence of accountability coaching, the essence of the DINKY Tech and Change for Game Studios business model for being a brokers B&B brokerage, in essence, which has to do with consecutively, ongoing, in a chain reaction sense, continuing to partner and collaborate with a ricochet effect of differing partnerships and collaborations and daisy chains down the line to be able to develop packages and packaging and packaging of different assets being able to be liquidated, possibly liquidated through our brokerage processes and such things by collaboration, by hopeful positive influence, by hopeful collective energy and interest, for minimalism to take its place and course in the future as something that's a necessity, for people to be the lightest race car possible, to be able to get rid of all the excess in the world that they possibly do not need to be able to function and operate in an optimistic and an optimized process and fashion, to be able to liquidate everything and then therefore become the lightest race car possible, and then therefore be able to do the most and drive the fastest all around the world and be the lightest internally, hopefully, to be able to then therefore get the most done and have the most impact to the whole world as possible. And that mindset, that mentality, that methodology is also relevant for being able to play the best games, having the most fun in the most often times possible, having the least things and the least distractions to have the most fun in the most frequent times as possible necessarily. And those fun games are generating positive philanthropy energy. Philanthropy energy is just like playing the game of Quidditch, and you're actually somehow by accident, by proxy, connecting with philanthropy energy by just doing fun games. In essence, they're fun games because voluntourism, for example, if you go to a community anywhere in the world, these things actually exist right this second. You could totally do it instead of booking a vacation where you just go and waste a bunch of time and money and effort and shopping and spending too much money shopping for nonsense reasons. You can go to places that are in places in need in the world and go build them houses, build them churches, build them orphanages, build them hospitals, build them wells. This can happen right this second if you actually wanted to, if you just consciously were able to look at, except the companies that have billions of dollars, they want to force your attention towards the directions of things that don't actually matter, such as nonsense, materialism, and items that are way overpriced and way oversold and way overbought because they're manipulated in terms of marketing aspects, and also at the same time they are undermade in terms of like quality representation is represented to be developed in one part of the world and it's actually developed in another part of the world, and that is a part of the marketing, that's a part of the organic product experience and a part of the whole process for developing a buying experience. And so therefore that's kind of somewhat is manipulation, because the actual development of these certain products are developed in other parts of the world where it's less favorable, less marketable to actually be developed there necessarily. And so as a result, it's just kind of a strange whole process and world as it is right now. So being able to acknowledge this conceptual ability to change is the first step towards the direction of being able to just consistently liquidate. And that's what our brokerage is meant to be all about. And the V, in essence, is to be at the tip of the V. At the tip of the V is the accountability coaching mindset. The accountability coaching mindset for all people to be able to take on the ability to be accountability coaches for all their friends to become entrepreneurs. In essence, we're like, the tip of the V also as well is like the DINKY Tech logo. At the tip of the bottom upside down star, in essence, is a V, and that star is where the light comes out. The light comes out of that logo, that star, that V, that's where the light comes out from that logo. In essence, if you can see, it points towards the rainbow that's upside down, that's half electricity rainbow, half upward shooting rainbow, energy rainbow. And that is a recyclable energy that's within that rainbow, that's electric, rainbow electricity, electric perpetual recycling energy. And so as you can see from that logo, which we'll post basically on the top of this logo for this podcast, in essence, is that ability exists today to be able to conceptually liquidate and get rid of the materialism mindset, recycle the materialism mindset for a new philanthropy energy enthralled and ingrained mindset. The new philanthropy energy ingrained and fulfilled mindset is one that DINKY Tech and Change for Game Studios is trying to bring to you. We're trying to bring to you new products. We're trying to bring to you new incentives to liquidate, and also packaging. That's why we're partnering with brokers, and it's brokers. That's our incentive. That's our mindset. So in essence, the bottom of the V means that we are assisting people in going both directions, in liquidating their personal lives and at the same time liquidating their commercial lives. Everybody has both of those lives. They have the personal and they have the commercial. They have their personal side and they have their business side. So we're at the tip of the V with accountability coaching, trying to develop a reorchestration, a reconceptualization to reconfigure everything from the tip of the V, where you have on the left side the personal life, and on the right side you have the commercial life, and on the left side you have a residential house and a residence that's like, could be a house that's owned, for example. We can help sell the house on the left with everything that's in it in one significant package, so it adds to the value, and it adds to the story, and it adds to the mindset, and it adds to the collective price that asset on the left side would be sold for. And it's the same thing on the right side in terms of the collective collection of items and assets that are sold, in terms of a business owner selling their business, all of the assets within that. And we also are helping to collaborate with them with the art that will help them actually sell the business by selling the narrative of themselves. By selling the narrative of the narrative is what I meant to say, selling the narrative of the narrative that entails someone who's a real actual thing as the actor of the story, participating in the story that is the actual story that's being actually bought on the back end, as opposed to just the set of the story being bought, which is some kind of conceptual theoretical house, but also a business and an introduction to all the people from the business, so that actual business story can actually be used to help raise some more funds within the business before the business is actually sold. But at the same time, they're marketing not only the story of the business, but the assets within the business and the art within the business, because all those assets are art, because they were methodically put together in a certain fashion to make mechanical flow and energy flow and monetary energy flow, and that's functioned as a methodical energy system for quite some time. And all that energy in a collective fashion is therefore art. It's art because people put that energy together, and that's the art that's being bought. And that philanthropy energy at the core that keeps that engine running, that has kept that engine running on an ongoing basis, is also possible to be transitioned to someone else. So the more transitioning, the more new philanthropy energy that is unfolding, that is the cause that is behind our brokerage, DINKY Tech and Change for Game Studios, at the cause and the core of our brokerage, to be able to spin and spawn that type of energy going forward, so that more philanthropy energy is birthed, more philanthropy energy is recycled, more philanthropy energy is spawned and spanned and expanded from the tip of the V, in essence. So you can go left to go up the personal route, or you can go right up the commercial route, and either way we have hopefully people there to be able to receive assets that are for sale in a way that packages them to be able to create and try to exit, in essence, to develop narratives that offer the greatest, highest potential for exit, and also ongoing conceptual potential cash flow before an exit of a conceptual transaction, of a packaging conception and conceptual transaction, in essence. And it's also characterized by packaging, and it's also characterized by the collective energy, the collective global energy, the collective globalization energy, where we care for all 8 billion people, all the super significant and precious souls of 8 billion people, all 8 billion folks, and all of their personal unique traits that we want to collectively help raise up into the universe of this single planet ecosystem in the planet Earth as we best can. And we all want to help each other, all want to play business music, and we're also going to add ambient music to our genre that I guess we're going to emphasize it a little more. So now our genre of DINKY Tech music is rap, it's EDM, punk, rap, witchcraft, and ambient, all at the same time. So we're going to try to intermingle those. Today was less than functional in terms of the accountability coaching and the podcast advertising, connected with the vlog, connected with the music making and all those things live. But hopefully tomorrow we'll get back to you on more of that stuff. We're going to try to continue to do that as far as hopefully, ongoing, as best as possible, and also trying to help facilitate that to talk about animals being flyers for animal shelters, to be able to promote clearing the shelters for animal shelters all around the world, putting flyers on all cars all around the world, in every city, every day, all around the world. All right, that's all right. Thanks, I guess, for now. Bye. Peace. Bye, DINKY Tech. Thanks. Bye. Peace. Bye.